I was hauling supplies to my sister Mia's island home, a serene 10-acre retreat in Bluefin Lake, when my phone buzzed with a frantic call. The HOA bulldozed our bridge. Karen Miller, HOA tyrant, had ordered the demolition of the only bridge linking Mia's island to the mainland, stranding her family without access. She claimed the bridge was an eyesore on HOA land, ignoring that it was county property on my private lake. Karen, who'd sent an armed thug to my wife, plugged my sewage outlet, and stolen my truck, had committed her boldest act yet, destroying public infrastructure to isolate Mia on my HOA-exempt lake. She didn't know my cameras caught the demolition. My lake's deed gave me authority, and I, Sarah, the farmer, Meadowmart owner, conservationist, SWAT trainer, and federal health inspector, had the law and a furious community ready to strike. Her bulldozer wasn't just reckless. It was felony vandalism, and I was about to make her pay with swift consequences. I stood on the mainland shore, phone filming, as the bridge's wreckage floated in the lake, Mia waving from her stranded island. Neighbors, hearing her cries, gathered, outraged. This wasn't just a demolished bridge. It was Karen's cruelest attack, blind to my ownership and Mia's safety. My blood boiled, but a fire sparked. She thought she could trap my sister? I was about to turn her demolition into a viral reckoning, with my deed as the anchor. What unfolded wasn't just rebuilding a bridge. It was a masterclass in justice, property rights, and community power that left Karen cornered, her HOA crushed, and Crescent Meadows stronger. My lake wasn't just water. It was her undoing, and Mia's island was our fortress. Karen's bulldozer was her fatal mistake, and our bridge was about to rise again. Crescent Meadows was a vibrant suburb, its icy shores, sturdy docks, and my Meadowmart cafe a defiant stand against Karen Miller's HOA tyranny. Once choked by bans on unapproved bridges and excessive lake access, it now thrived, with my 50-acre state-leased ranch and my farmhouse on unincorporated county land as its heart. Bluefin Lake, my 100-acre private property, cradled Mia's island, accessible only by a county-owned bridge that Karen had raised. I'm Sarah, the farmer, conservationist, SWAT trainer, Meadowmart owner, and federal health inspector who'd crushed Karen 32 times, buying Meadowmart after her farm stand ban, exposing her assault on Lily, stopping her fishing derby, evicting her fishing club, jailing fake HOA cops, rallying for a pilot's defiance, retrieving my towed tractor, shutting down her cop call on my fence, backing Ibrahim Traore, ejecting her security patrol, protecting the Thompsons, winning court for my wrecked car, defending my mom's cold stand, exposing her 911 call on Senator Ellison, grounding her airline stunt, nailing her bank meddling, restoring my water pipe, towing her SUV, saving my mom's nurse, rescuing Emma from her kidnapping, saving Liam from her brick attack, foiling her field grab, scaring her with my bear, Bruno, defending Emma's wheelchair, stopping her 911 call on my ranch, saving Max from her clippers, voiding her lake fine, saving my pool party, recovering my stolen truck, foiling her power theft, stopping her sewage-powered lights, and disarming her fake cop. My sister Mia, a nurse with 2 kids, lived on the island, relying on the bridge for supplies and safety. Karen Miller, mid-50s, was a ruthless bully, her clipboard a flimsy prop for her fading control. Exiled, jailed, and bankrupted, she'd ordered the bridge's demolition, claiming it violated HOA aesthetics, unaware that her act was felony vandalism. The bridge was county property, and my lake was private. Her scheme, backed by a few HOA diehards, aimed to isolate Mia, blind to my cameras and the law. Key allies included my wife, Alex, a Delta Force operative, my mother, Ellen, a sharpshooter with dialysis, Tom, my biologist friend who monitored the lake, Linda, the councilwoman who backed my fights, Lily, my waitress-turned-leader, and the Thompsons, especially Dr. James Thompson. Deputy Harris, my SWAT friend, led the response, and my FBI contact, Agent Laura Chun, was ready to escalate. The Crescent Meadows Forum, our digital hub, would rally the fight. The setting was a bitter February morning in 2026 on Bluefin Lake's mainland shore, where the bridge's debris littered the water, stranding Mia. Karen's bulldozer tracks mark my land, and her orders were scrawled on a fake HOA notice. My cameras, wired for lake and ranch safety, captured the demolition crew. Neighbors, hearing Mia's distress, gathered in fury. Karen's vandalism was a federal crime, and her ignorance of my deed was her fatal error. This wasn't just about a bridge. It was Karen's final assault on Crescent Meadows' freedom. For me, it was a chance to save Mia, expose Karen's crime, and unite our community. As I filmed, I knew this fight would echo our victories and rebuild our strength. Karen's demolition was a heartless strike. "Your bridge is gone," her notice gloated, pinned to a tree as Mia signaled from her island, stranded. I filmed, shouting, "This is my private lake, Karen. You destroyed county property." Her absence didn't dull my rage. She'd fled, but my cameras had her crew. I called Harris, who growled, "Felony vandalism? She's sunk." Ellen, comforting Emma and Liam, texted my lake deed, saying Karen's stranded. Linda vowed to bring county officials, noting, "Destroying a bridge to isolate a family? Prison." I alerted Agent Shun, who snapped, "This is FBI-level sabotage. We're on it." Neighbors swarmed, filming the wreckage. My forum post exploded. Karen bulldozed Mia's bridge, stranding her on my lake. Hashtags Karen demolished the bridge and hashtag Protect MIA's Island trended, hitting 20 million views. Jake, my barista, live-streamed from Meadowmart, showing my deed and the debris. "Crescent Meadows demands justice," he said, hitting 25 million views. Lily handed out flyers about vandalism laws, explaining, "Mia's family is trapped. Karen's a monster." Karen's HOA cronies, a trio with signs, "Clean our shores," try to justify her, but neighbors drown them out, chanting Mia's bridge. Mia's husband, Sam, signaled via flashlight, confirming they were safe but low on supplies. I share my camera clip. "Karen's crew destroyed our bridge. She's caught." The video hit 150 million views. James Thompson arrived, saying, "She targeted us too. We're testifying." His federal clout shook Karen's cronies. Harris's SWAT team and Chen's FBI unit arrived, inspecting the debris. "The bulldozers rented under Karen's name," Chun said, holding the contract. I live-streamed, "Karen stranded my sister. She's busted." The stream hit 400 million views, with news helicopters circling. Comments flooded. "Sarah's a warrior. Karen's evil." Linda arrived with a county engineer, announcing, "Karen's act is felony vandalism and endangering lives." The crowd chanted "Bridge, bridge," as Karen's cronies fled. The FBI traced Karen to her condo, finding her with demolition plans. Harris cuffed her as I organized a boat to reach Mia. Karen rambled, "The bridge was ugly," but Chun held up my footage. "You're under federal arrest," she said. The forum planned a bridge-back day at Meadowmart, with music and infrastructure talks. Karen's lie about HOA land collapsed. My lake owed nothing. The stage was set, not just to rescue Mia, but to crush Karen's reign and rally Crescent Meadows around the bridge. Her bulldozer was her end, and my deed was my victory. The lakeshore was a battleground of justice. Karen stood cuffed in her condo, trembling, as Harris and Chun reviewed her plans. The livestream hit 500 million views, with hashtag Karen demolished the bridge and hashtag Protect MIA's Island trending globally. Neighbors packed the shore, waving signs. "Mia's bridge. No HOA vandalism." News crews broadcast live. Anchors calling as sisters fight versus HOA cruelty. The air crackled, and I was ready to rebuild. Tom addressed the crowd, voice steady. "Sarah's lake is private, and the bridge was county property. Karen's demolition is felony vandalism." He showed my footage and lake deed, proving her crime. Neighbors gasped, sharing the clips online. Ellen handed out flyers, saying, "Sarah and Mia are our heart. Karen stranded a family." The forum surged, "Karen's a vandal. Sarah's our hero." A viral tweet read, "HOA Karen bulldozes bridge. Doesn't know sister owns the lake." Hashtag Karen demolished the bridge. Karen screamed, "It was an eyesore." But Chun held up my footage, stating, "You destroyed public infrastructure, felony." Her face crumpled, She hadn't known my deed. National infrastructure groups joined X, posting, Karen's attack on Mia's bridge is a disgrace. Support Crescent Meadows. The Change.org petition, Justice for Mia's Bridge, hit 25 million signatures, with comments like, Sarah's a legend, and Karen's done. Linda spoke to reporters, voice firm. Sarah's lake and Mia's safety are our pride. Karen's vandalism threatens us all. She announced a council motion to fine the HOA $650,000 and ban all operations. The crowd roared, chanting bridge back. The HOA, gutted by scandals, leaked texts disavowing Karen. She's rogue. Neighbors guarded the shore as my farmhands prepped boats for Mia. I grabbed the megaphone, heart pounding. Karen thought she could strand my sister, but I'm a federal inspector, and I own this lake. I proposed a bridge back day at Meadow Mart, with bridge building demos, music, and a fundraiser for infrastructure, inviting all. The crowd cheered, volunteering to ferry supplies to Mia. I shared online, Karen's bulldozer failed. Join us for Mia's bridge. The live stream hit 600 million views, with hashtag BridgeBackDay trending. Comments flooded. Sarah's unstoppable. Karen's sunk. Karen made a last stand, yelling at Chun, the HOA's above you. But Rachel, my attorney, arrived with a federal indictment. You're charged with vandalism, endangerment, and trespass, she said, as Harris tightened her cuffs. The crowd parted, phones filming her walk to the FBI van. Jake's stream hit 800 million views, with comments like, bye, Karen. Bridge wins. News ran headlines. Federal inspectors lake deed crushes HOA Karen's bridge demolition. Lily organized kids to paint bridge back signs, while Tom tied it to my lake bluefins, saying Sarah and Mia protect our waters. Harris secured the shore, and neighbors cheered. Chun protected my lake, and Linda promised county funding for a crescent span sign, marking the new bridge's status. The stage was set for a victory that would save Mia, end Karen's reign, and show Crescent Meadows' power. Karen was cuffed, but what happened next would shock everyone. The federal courthouse roared with justice as Karen faced trial. Mia's safe on the mainland. The live stream hit 900 million views, with hashtag Karen Demolished the Bridge and hashtag Protect MIA's Island trending worldwide. Neighbors packed the gallery, waving bridge back signs as news crews filmed. I held the megaphone, my roles as federal inspector and lake owner now a verdict, my evidence our blade, ready to bury Karen. Judge Larson, a federal veteran, called order. Ms. Miller, you're charged with vandalism, endangerment, and trespass, he said. Rachel presented my footage, showing Karen's crew bulldozing the bridge. The plaintiff owns the lake, and the bridge was county property, she said. The gallery cheered, phones filming for the forum, where comments surged. Karen's done. Sarah's our queen. Chun testified, voice sharp. Karen's demolition endangered a family and violated federal law. She showed the bulldozer contract, sparking gasps. Linda announced the council's $650,000 HOA fine and dissolution vote. The crowd chanted bridge, bridge, as kids waved painted spans, symbols of our win. Tom showed my camera logs, proving Karen's orders. Sarah's deed crushed her, he said, sparking applause. I unveiled a crescent span, sign sketch, county-backed, to mark the new bridge's status. This bridge is ours, not Karen's, I said, sharing it online, a span under a state seal. The forum erupted. Perfect. Mia esse legacy. Larson reviewed the evidence, footage, deed, contract, calling it undeniable. Karen, pleading not guilty, claimed it was HOA property. But Rachel played her notice, exposing her lies. Larson ruled, guilty on all counts. 6 years for Miller, $1.6 million in damages to Sarah and Mia, and HOA dissolution. The gallery roared as Karen slumped, broken. My digital dossier, footage, deed, indictments, was handed to the press, ensuring conviction. News ran it live. Federal inspectors lake deed halts HOA Karen's bridge demolition. The crowd surged, music blaring, as Bridge Back Day plans took shape. I gave a mic to Mia, who shone. "We're free," she said, hugging her kids. Neighbors hugged her, guarding our lake in solidarity. This wasn't just Karen's defeat. It was Crescent Meadows' triumph, proof our bonds could outshine destruction. As the lake gleamed, justice spanned. Karen's conviction was Crescent Meadows' victory. News ran headlines like Lake Owner Defeats, HOA, Karen's Bridge Demolition, and Sarah and Mia's Span Triumphs. The live stream hit 2 billion views, with hashtag Karen Demolished the Bridge trending for weeks. Fan art of the bridge as a justice symbol flooded the forum, and infrastructure groups invited me to speak. Talk shows called, but I stayed grounded, saying this is about Mia. Bridge Back Day was a sensation. Thousands joined, neighbors, kids, Harris's team, rebuilding the bridge, dancing, and unveiling the Crescent Span sign. Meadow Mart catered, and Tom led eco talks, tying the bridge to my lake's bluefins. The event raised $1.5 million for infrastructure, and state leaders hailed it as a model. The forum buzzed with photos. Mia's bridge shines. No more Karens. The HOA was eradicated. Linda's vote fined it $650,000 and dissolved it, with new laws banning infrastructure sabotage. Karen got 6 years, was banned from Crescent Meadows, and vanished to a prison cell, reportedly arguing over rules. "Don't bulldoze like Karen" became a local joke, painted on docks. The bridge became a tourist draw, with visitors posing by the sign. Meadow Mart and my farm stand soared, the cafe hosting span nights with music and property rights talks. Tourists flocked to Mia's bridge, boosting sales. Neighbors brought gifts, mini spans, badge patches, saying our fight inspired them. Tom's data showed my lake thriving, celebrated at a community feast. The digital dossier, footage deed, verdicts was studied for property laws, influencing policy. Lily mentored kids, painting eco signs for the lake. The forum planned a span fest, with music, bridge walks, and SWAT drills, cementing our spirit. Sarah and Mia turned Karen's vandalism into our triumph. One post read, "I hired teens to guard the bridge, giving them pride." At the fest, under a Span Forever banner, Linda toasted, "To Sarah, Mia, Alex, and Crescent Meadows, where bridges defeat tyrants." Fireworks burst, kids danced, and the bridge stood strong. Karen's bulldozer had been a spark, but we'd built a legacy. Meadow Mart, my ranch, and Mia's Island were our stronghold, proof no bully could break our bonds. As stars shone, I knew Crescent Meadows would always stand united, proud, and unbreakable.